So we're working on a 1760 NT planter today, an 8-row, and customer complaint was that the variable drive that runs the meters, it won't kick in. I guess it was working for a little bit, kind of intermittently, and now it's completely quit. They've tried another tractor to make sure it wasn't on the tractor side. Everything was good there. Didn't make a difference. So I was checking my powers and grounds to the controller. Everything seemed good there. Just checking voltage. When I try to engage to rotate the meters to actually kick it on, it pops up there, says drives have failed. And so I was retesting, I was checking my power. So you can see we have 13 volts on our high current power going to our meter drives. Or the ground wire goes straight to the solenoid on the variable drive, and then the power comes from the ECU on the planter. But when I try to engage it, watch my power, it drops down. Because we're losing too much voltage, it senses that and throws the code. So by putting a load on the system, it fails. But if you didn't, if you don't put a load on it, it would pass all day long, just like that. It is jumping around just a little bit. So let's see if we can figure out where got our bad connection or what's causing our voltage to drop. So I was checking my voltage right here at this connector here, which comes from the isobus connector. It's the two high amperage pins, so number 1 and number 3. I was checking it here. I was back probing it when I was checking those voltages, and so then after that I load tested from this connector here up to the 7 pin, and the wires are like a 10 gauge wire, so it's pretty thick. And I was using the John Deere load test box, and it only put out, I think, like 4 amps. So I mean, it was within spec. So I really didn't quite trust that because I didn't know if I was putting enough load on it. I load tested from the connector here, then to the ECU where it sends power to, and they were within spec there, and those were pretty small wires, so I trust that one. So I run an alternate power wire from my load test box to the battery and plugged it in here. I run a jumper wire from the ground here to the ground here, and I tried my variable drives. They kicked in and worked, so I knew it was on the power side of it, and so I figured it was inside the tube here. There was a little bit of damage where it looked like some rats or something chewed on it, so I was like, well, let's pull that out of there and see if we got a wire that's halfway chewed in part. So I took the connector there, pulled it all the way through, inspected it good, didn't see nothing, so I pulled it back through again. And I'm like, well, what am I missing here? They've changed tractors and it didn't seem to make a difference, or that's what they said anyway. So then I got to back probing on the connector here, still dropping voltage. So then I went on the back side to make sure it wasn't a connection issue between, still dropping voltage. I'm like, well, if it's dropping voltage on that side, it's obviously on the tractor side then. And so I was trying to figure out exactly where that wiring goes, and I see the harness kind of dangling here, and I had my voltmeter hooked up, and I was just kind of wiggling it around, and as I wiggled it, it would lose, I mean, it completely would drop to 0 volts some. And so it was actually the relay. It was making a bad enough connection, or it doesn't hold any amperage. Somewhere I laid it. Well, it's corroded a little bit, so I went ahead and put that other relay on there and run my variable drives. Everything worked. So I don't know why the other tractor, the other customer brought over and tried why it didn't work, but obviously it's right there on that relay. It looks like water and stuff got in it, which the air conditioner drains right here, so my guess is it's just been dripping over there on it. And caused a bad connection, got some water inside the relay, and it won't hold a load. So we'll zip tie that out of the way so it doesn't do that again. So don't trust the customer's word sometimes, because that kind of bit me in the butt, because I was chasing, thinking it was more on the planter. I should have checked this a little bit quicker than I did, but we got her figured out at least. So customer can go plant some double crop beans. So that's a wrap for this one.